Now, if you lived in a country like Nigeria or any African country and you didn't grow up with this, then I'm sorry, your childhood was non existent. DStv was something that was a staple in every household, like, especially if you were a kid. DStv was a staple because it had so many channels that you would watch from morning till night all day. Like, honestly speaking, like, I remember when I was a kid, I would watch DStv like mad. Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney XD, Disney Channel, Fox, Sony Max, and the like I was so obsessed with DStv back then because it was the main thing that was giving us content. But I'm pretty sure that there's one thing that got many of you angry when it came to watching DStv. It's not about the fact that DStv, they may increase their prices or that they keep on repeating content and so on. No. The one thing that I know that got you angry when it came to watching DStv is when they remove one of your favorite channels. Oh my god, the heartbreak. It was so painful. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about different channels on DStv and why these channels got removed. Now, these are channels that I know that I watch, personally speaking, that I did my research on and I understand what happened and stuff. So I may not cover every single channel, but I'm going to cover the ones that I personally know of. So if you watch any of these channels as a kid, please comment below and share your experience with us. Now, the first channel that we're going to be talking about in this video is one called Animax. Now, many of you might be scratching your heads and you might be asking me, what is Animax? It's quite simple. Animax is a channel on DStv that was dedicated to showing anime. Did you know that DStv actually had a channel that was showing anime? Like, a channel that was showing just anime alone. Isn't that crazy? Now, Animax had a lot of good entries in their channel. Like, for example, it had Bleach, it had Death Note, it had this really underrated anime that you guys should actually watch called Black Cat, and it had many more different animes that you guys should actually sit down and watch. Now, this channel, in as much as it showed a lot of good content, it suffered from one major issue. The issue was low viewership. Now, this channel was not getting many views on DStv, and there are some reasons why I believe that this happened. The first reason why I believe that this channel was not getting as many views was maybe because of lack of advertising. I don't believe that they may have advertised themselves as much. The second reason, which I am more compelled to believe, is that this channel released at a time where anime was not as popular in Africa. Now, this channel released in the early/late 2000s, and I think it left in the early 2010s, around that time. Now, because of the lack of views that this channel was getting, what happened was that Sony, who owned the channel at the time, decided to try and make some live action series with anime at the same time to try and increase its viewership. So Sony decided to release some series on Animax, such as Takeshi's Castle, Ninja Warrior, Kenny vs. Penny, and the likes. Now, what Sony did actually worked. The channel was actually getting a lot of viewership from the live action stuff, but however, the anime still suffered. The anime was not getting as much views. So because of the lack of views that the channel was getting at the time, DStv decided to pull the plug on the channel. Now, the channel actually did get revived and it got rebranded, but however, it got rebranded as Sony Max. Now, I'm pretty sure that many of us are fans of Sony Max. We watch things like 1000 Ways to Die, Killer Karaoke, Total Blackout, Fear Factor, Repo Games, Tattoo Nightmares, Impractical Jokers, and so on. Like, there were so many different series that were on Sony Max that many of us sat down and watched. And I'm pretty sure you guys also know the Sony channel as well. I remember watching things on that channel like Everybody Hates Chris and The Amazing Race. I love the channel for those two reasons. But the main question you're asking yourself is, what happened to both Sony and Sony Max? Now, I did some research, and what I found out was that the reason why it's gone is because of some contractual issues between Sony and DStv. Now, because of these contractual issues, they decided to pull the plug and leave DStv for good. Now, it is unknown what these contractual issues are. Honestly speaking, nobody has said anything from any end. We don't know, but because of these issues, they're gone. And for me, I believe that these issues might have to do with money, Maybe the fact that Sony was not being paid enough by DStv or vice versa or something, I do not know. But what we know is that they're not coming back anytime soon to DStv. I'm pretty sure that you guys were also fans of Fox as well. For me, I was obsessed with Fox. What I would normally watch on Fox is Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad, Futurama, Son of Zorn, and Scream Queens. Everything else I didn't really watch it, but for Fox, those 5 series is what I would watch non-stop. Remember that auto-tune feature that DStv had? Well, essentially, I would always auto-tune the likes of Simpsons, Family Guy, and the rest. I would auto-tune them like crazy, honestly speaking. But then, however, sometime in 2021, like towards the end of 2021, DStv decided to pull the plug from Fox, and now Fox is no more on DStv. And you might be asking the question, what happened to Fox? Now, what happened to Fox is quite simple. In 2019, Disney acquired Fox. And at the same time, during that year, Disney created Disney Plus, which is their streaming service that's like Netflix and the likes. Now, after the acquisition, what Disney wanted to do was that they wanted to make Fox to go digital on their platform. And they also had plans to release in South Africa the following years to come. So because of that, they decided, hey, they want to pull the plug on Fox and concentrate on Disney Plus, like to push it in South Africa and stuff. And because of that, Fox left DStv. I remember like the month or year, yes, I remember at the time when I was watching Fox, and then I saw this thing on the information. They said that on so and so day 2021 that Fox will be leaving DStv. And honestly speaking, like, I cried about it. Like, I kept on watching Fox until all of a sudden DStv removed it. It just made me super sad, honestly speaking. Like, I was so sad because I was obsessed with Simpsons and the likes. Like, if not for Fox on DStv, I wouldn't even know what Simpsons was and everything. Like, it just got me really sad. It's one of my favorite channels, honestly speaking. Now, don't mind me crying. I just really love that channel so much, and I just hate to see when all these good channels go, honestly speaking. So we're gonna now continue with the cartoons and stuff, because I'm pretty sure that many of you loved cartoons on DStv just like me. First of all, we're gonna start off with Disney XD. I'm pretty sure that many of us as kids watched Disney XD from the likes of Pokemon, Spider-Man, Avengers, Labrats, Kick Buttowski, and the likes. Like, we had so many shows that we watched. I remember as a kid, one show I was very fond of was stuff like Zeke and Luther, Pair of Kings, and so on. I was so obsessed with Disney XD. Like, I would watch it from morning till night to show you how obsessed I was with it back in the day. Now, why did DStv get rid of Disney XD? It's quite simple. Now, Disney created Disney XD for one reason: to attract male audiences. Which is why if you watch any Disney XD show, the main character or characters would always be males. If you see the pattern with any Disney XD show, the main characters were always male characters. Disney's intent of making Disney XD was to make a channel that was separate for boys. Meanwhile, Disney Channel would be for girls, which is why if you watch any Disney Channel show, you would see that the main character would always be a girl. Like, you know, things like Hannah Montana, Sunny with a Chance, Kim Possible, and the likes. Everything was girl-oriented for Disney Channel. However, this eventually backfired because the thing that was meant for males, females were coming into it. Like, the viewership was like equal, or should I even say more, than the males, because people were digging Disney XD regardless of gender, especially the females, honestly speaking. Now, because of this thing, at some point Disney XD started to decline as well, and because of this, they started moving some of their content into Disney Channel itself. And then by the time they saw the channel was no longer feasible, they got rid of it in many countries. Now, from my research, as far as I know, Disney XD still exists, but only in America. Other countries, Disney XD does not exist anymore. It was honestly very sad to see Disney XD go, and there's nothing we can do about it. They're not coming back. Now, we're going to talk about another kids channel that many of us were probably very obsessed with, and that was Kids Go. For me, I love Kids Co so much. Like Dino Squad, you'll be singing, I'm in the Dino Squad, and the likes. Like, I remember watching things like Rescue Heroes, Madeline, Fat Dog Mendoza, Round the Twist, and the likes. Like, I love that channel so much, honestly speaking. I remember watching things like Super Mario World or Sonic Underground and the likes. Like, it was so nice, honestly speaking. Now, the question that you might be asking yourself is, what happened to Kids Co? Now, I did research on this, and what happened was very sad. Now, apparently, there's a company that owns Kids Co, and this company is called Dick Corporation. Now, Dick Corporation, they created a lot of shows that you see on Kids Co, such as Dino Squad and the likes. Now, what happened was that this company was doing a lot of harmful business practices that affected them in the long run. Now, because of these harmful practices, what happened was that the company essentially became insolvent, or should I say bankrupt. And because of the bankruptcy of the company and the fact that the company ceased to exist, what happened was that the channel also went down with it. Honestly, I remember that year that they said that Kids Co is leaving, and I was so sad, honestly speaking. That thing pained a lot of children, including me. I remember I was talking to one of my friends about this thing, and then they were like, that thing pained them so much. Like, everybody was pained, but it is so sad that this company just messed everything up, and now we no longer have Kids Co anymore. Now, before I end this video, I want to talk about one more channel that DStv got rid of that you guys may also not know about, that really pained me a lot up till this day. Now, there's this channel on DStv that DStv released, but for a limited amount of time in 2020. This channel was called Toonami, not to be confused with Toonami. Now, Toonami was a channel that was dedicated to showing DC related shows, like, DC characters like Batman, Superman, and so on. They were showing a lot of DC movies, like the old ones that people would watch, like the old animated ones per se. They were showing a lot of all these old animated series like Young Justice, Batman, Superman, and the likes. And honestly, this channel introduced me to a lot of all these DC series that I never got to watch as a kid. Like, for example, there was this cartoon series that they made called The Batman that I've never watched before. Because of that channel, I got introduced to it and I was hooked immediately. I also never grew up with like all these series such as Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series. I never grew up with them, but because of that channel, I got to watch them and I love this so much. And there's this other cartoon that I never got to watch that I found out about called Justice League Action. I got to actually watch that just because of that channel. I was obsessed with that channel so much that I could watch that channel for hours just because of the content that they had. And then they also brought some old classics that I remember I liked watching, like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I remember watching those things as a kid. We had the CDs and everything, but then the fact that channel had those things, I was watching it like mad. I loved that channel so much. But then after a few months of being on air on DStv suddenly removed this channel, and I was so pained. I was so angry. Like, I feel like crying right now, honestly speaking, because this was a channel that introduced me to so many things that I didn't even know existed. Like, I hate that DStv removed this thing. So, like, I hate it so much that they removed this channel. I remember I was going on YouTube and I was just scrolling looking for stuff, and then I saw that DStv, they were promoting that channel like as an ad and everything. I was after they removed the channel. I clicked on the link of the video and then I checked the comment section and people were begging, DStv, please bring this channel back. People were begging in the comment section. This channel was so good. Please bring it back. That they had a child that liked the channel and they were said that it got removed. They were begging DStv, bring it back. And what we know is that DStv, they're never going to bring that channel back at all, ever, anytime soon. Now, my belief as to why this channel got removed was possibly due to the lease. I believe that this channel was only leased to DStv for a certain amount of time, and DStv may have had the option to renew the contract of the channel if they wanted to, but they probably didn't want to do that, maybe because of money issues or something, so they got rid of it completely. But don't worry, if you want to watch this channel, let me just tell you, there is one place that you can go and watch it right now. Now, if you have a Startimes decoder at home, look for the Toonami channel. You can watch it there. Or if you don't want to buy a Startimes decoder, it's fine. Go on your phone and download this app called Startimes On. it has the channel there. And I made a video about Startimes on, so you can go and watch in the description if you don't know how to use the app and everything. That video covers it all. So yeah, that is all for today's video. If you have any channel that you liked watching in this list, please comment below and tell us about your experience and anything else that you may want to share. Okay, so I hope I see you guys next time.